Start streaming. Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome to episode 84. Can't believe it. Is it 84? 83,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is 83.
83.
Episode 83 of...
One day you'll get it right.
I'll get it right. We've not been doing enough of these, have we? For me to know the episode.
Definitely not.
Good evening and welcome to episode number...
Hopefully you can hear us. It has just decided to rain.
Bucket down. So yeah. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 83 of the Friday Chinwag. It's our weekly show where we share with you guys the ups and downs of being a reseller couple on eBay, and we share with you obviously our sales and you know, and all that kind of jazz. We've already got quite a few people.
Just say Dave's already liking your shirt.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dave.
No,
oh, he's got the tablecloth in again, says Dave. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. We'll say a few quick hellos. Blitz Simon's in the chat. Peter Ray, Jason Entwistle. So that's wonderful. Dave obviously is already in here as well.
Yeah.
And they were having quite a chat about cars before the stream started.
Wow.
Richard Hale, reseller mum, has joined us as well. Mr. Diggs as well. Peter Ray. Will Higgs, Lex Oliver, thank you everybody that has popped in. There's a new name. That's a great name, but I don't want to read it out. Mr. Lovett or Miss Lovett, Stephen Bennett, Karen, Janet Plant, thank you everybody for joining us on this very muggy evening. It's an absolute muggy evening here. Like we said, you may be able to hear the rain and the thunder.
Oh, Ken's popped into the chat.
Hi Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Is he playing golf after the stream?
Well, that would explain the shirt, wouldn't it?
I was trying to look smart.
This was here trying to look smart.
So this is me trying to look smart.
It's gone for his picnic top. I think it got called picnic top last
Picnic
time.
top, yeah. But anyway, guys, like I said, this is the chat where we talk about our weekly stuff. We're going to try to keep on topic this week, because you know we did have a couple of comments which were quite instructive about. And
we took last week off as well. So
not last week, the week before. Yeah, the week before.
Yeah,
we had a comment.
I was going to say last week
and it's always good to keep on as much on track as you can as well. So hi falling on a bruise, Peter Cummins as well, Claire King. I'm going to say as many hellos as I can. Ryan's in there as well.
Karen's asking, did you have some nice chilled out time off?
We did,
didn't
we? Did, yeah. Last week, if you guys don't know, we took the Friday off. Yeah. Just because, you know, we obviously love doing this chat and we do it every week. But last week we weren't feeling it, if we're honest.
Yeah, we've got to be honest with you, we weren't.
Exactly. So we didn't want to, come on and then not be positive about whatever we're talking about. We like to be positive even when we're talking about negative topics.
Exactly.
So for example, that in a way is a great. No chance of staying on topic. 50p. Anyone says clicking. No, we've got a little plan.
We're going to try our best. Down our notes in front of us. Yeah. And we're going to try and stick to those as much as possible. Yeah.
Will Higgs says episode 83 of Z's weekly reseller roasting. Yeah, it can seem like that sometimes. Question, because you missed last week, can we have a 2-hour special this week? We can't because we've got to walk off and
we've got stuff to do after
exactly. This. We'll be on Fortnite later.
You'll be on Fortnite later. I might watch the Fortnite
you might watch
tournament.
The tournament's on. There's a Fortnite tournament on.
So. Okay. But I think it's really late though, isn't it?
Yes.
Mega late. I'm not sure I can handle that.
Exactly. Right. What we're going to do is get on with the sales report, etc.
Yes.
Jason says SNS with Nick just gone live. Yes. Unfortunately, there's been a clash. We're surprised it hasn't happened sooner. Yeah. It was a complete mistake. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. So
exactly.
You just got to kind of go with it, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, you guys might have to have split screen open or something. So
Yeah, it's up to you.
So we're going to talk about sales, and we'll get on with how our week has been. So we're going to just quickly switch over for you guys. God, this rain is getting really loud now.
Hopefully it's okay.
Are we in frame? Yeah, we are. We're in frame. Okay, we're going to quickly switch over to the what's it called? The screen where we share our sales and all that jazz. So let me just quickly pop over. We'll move us down to the bottom left.
We'll move us out of the way.
You can see, let us know, by the way, guys, if you can hear us over the rain okay.
Yeah, because if we, I don't really...
No, don't mess with don't mess with anything. Yeah, let us know if you can hear it. The rain is like ASMR.
Okay, as long as it's not too annoying. Then
what I can do is.
Oh no, we're boiling here.
It doesn't really make a difference either.
It doesn't actually.
No, it really doesn't make a difference. I thought I'd shut the window.
But it doesn't make a difference.
It's really bucketing down now. Typically as we start. Now we're going to talk about our sales. As you guys can see, they've taken a drop compared to what we're normally used to. Normally we're used to actually taking probably on average at least 1,000 to 1,200 in turnover a week, and we've been seeing a drop recently, but to be fair, the drop that we've had has been in correlation with like what we've seen comparing to last year's figures.
I just wanted to say Sib's turned up in the chat. So
hi Sib, how are you?
Because I know he's taking like about
time
30
off.
days out
30
of
days
social
out.
media, isn't he? So
is it over? It can't be. I don't
think it's over yet.
But
it's not.
Oh, hi Sib. Yeah. So, and as we like to compare sales that we've had like last year to this year. So even though compared to last week our sales are down further, so like last week our sales were around 900 or something, and I think the week before that they were over 1,000 or about 1,200 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember, but yeah, last week was definitely about 900ish, but I can't remember the week before. My brain doesn't work that much. Exactly.
So it's been one of those situations where if you look at it on the past week, past few weeks, sales have dropped, and we could get down about that. You could feel like, oh my god, panic stations. Our month is down over the previous month by about 20%. So it's a fair chunk. However, this is what's happened previously. This is a situation that has occurred like over the past year. So this is something we've seen happen where this time of year there is a slowdown. We're not sure what causes the slowdown, but there is a slowdown. YouTube is not social media, says Sib. Okay, there we go.
We might have to use that one.
Yeah,
exactly. We'll explain that later.
Now, if you actually look at the figures, you can see that even on £729 for the last 7 days, it's actually up a whopping 72% from a year ago. So this time last year, we really did struggle this week. So that's a positive, and I think it's always worth looking at the situation over the year. Like, look at where you are now versus where you were last year. That's much more productive than trying to go week to week. Week to week, I don't think is as helpful, is it?
No, and it just doesn't give you an overall view of how everything's going.
It's too small a window.
Gap to kind of keep track of, really.
Yeah, and it's always worth, I think when you do it over a year, you compare it to the same time the previous year, I just feel that it's a bit more, it gives you a bit more perspective.
Lex is saying maybe quite because of half term. It could be. We have had really nice weather recently, so it could be because of that, and also we haven't really worked much. So it could be down to that as well.
Ken says May is always the worst month of the year. 3 bank holidays in 6 weeks don't help. It should pick up in the next couple of weeks.
I think our May and June was similar last year. It was.
Will you take less? I'm down on 51% last year, but had a new with tags clothes haul then, and 25% down for me. It'll be all right. It won't be long in the green again. Exactly. And you've got to look at it, the broader picture. I mean, for us, what's positive about it is our sales are still a whopping 72% up over the previous year. And our number of transactions is up a lot. As you can see, our number of transactions is up by 220%. Our average selling price is 46% down. But what that tells you is last year we were too reliant on big ticket sales.
Yeah. And I think this is really good point to kind of pick up on, because you know, you were all for, I only want a store with like really big ticket items, and now we are in a completely opposite position.
Yeah. Yeah, last year you would have heard me say it's a waste of time to list small value items. I only want, you know, my time's super valuable, I want to list high value. You know, I did have that opinion, and
we do have stuff for sale for $3.99,
and I'm happy for it,
and that stuff just ticks away
exactly
for us, so you know what,
so yeah, and you know, a good example, or a good example of that is if you look at a good day for us last year. So the yellow line is 2017, the blue line is 2018. So you can see our best week last year, there was we had two days which were about £170 this time last year, and you can see that one of them was a 3 transaction day and one of them was a 2 transaction day. So those were obviously quite high value items to achieve £170 over 2 sales, or to achieve 177 over 3 sales, quite high value days. Now this year we've had a £228 day which was only 5 transactions, but then we've had a £142 day with 5 transactions, a £105 day with 7 transactions, 129 with 7. So overall our number of transactions is up a whopping 220%. So I think that really does it really does show. Peter says Z changing his mind, never, I can't believe it, I won't believe it. And I do change my mind,
quite a lot.
but I don't think that's a bad thing, guys. I'd say that if you know, the worst thing you can do is to nail like your allegiance to a certain method, or you know, to a certain master, and just run with it, you know, and cutting off your own nose to spite your face type thing. If something works and it's something that you thought wouldn't work, you know, just see it as a learning experience and accept it. Like,
it's not to say that we don't want to do high value items, it's just that I think it's really important to have both going at the same time.
Exactly. It's a case of understanding that, okay, like I was just thinking, I'm just going to be all high value, but now I realize, you know, reality has slapped me in the face, and I realize, you know, we've not found that to be a likely outcome.
And it gives you a good, strong, solid base. You know, our business is way stronger than it was. I mean, you know, okay, we've had a dip in sales this week, but again, it's not something that we're too upset about overall. No, because we know our business is in a really good, strong place.
Exactly. It's just something that works for us, and we're pleased to continue it. And we're going to go deeper into the figures. Adam says, Z, nice shirt, are the in-laws visiting or something? No, I was just trying to look smart, guys, but obviously it's a bad move. Oh gosh, this is crazy.
Sorry about the noise.
Does Z change his mind more times than he changes pants? I really hope not. Lol, says Barry.
I'm not going to answer that one.
Oh gosh. Okay. You went from instant left me just saying, says Ryan. Oh, Ryan's talking to Sib. I think they're having a lovers tiff in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Like because he hasn't seen him for so long. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down now and go on to another topic that we found to be quite like an interesting one, right? You can set the camera up, that shirt, says Dave. Thank you, Dave, I appreciate it. I'll bear that in mind. I'll use it as a tester. Oh gosh, it's really coming down. We apologize for this horrible sound. Hopefully it's a passing shower.
It was meant to do this like all afternoon, and it just hasn't happened. And it was like, it's gonna come down at some point.
It's been completely dry, and we're just about to go out after this to do the dog walk, and it's pouring down. The next thing we wanted to move on to, though, we're gonna just speak louder, so hopefully you can hear us. We'll just shout. Another comment about my shirt is a colour test card or a tablecloth, says Simon Mitchell. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you.
What's your handicap, Z? Lol, says Peter A. I don't play golf, but okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. That conservatory's taking a pounding from that rain. No, Alfie's inside, and it's warm.
Yeah, no, he's inside. He's with us.
But Sib, it's warm here.
It is really warm here. It's
about, I don't know, it's about 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's been about 20 here as well.
Yeah, we're not cold. we aren't going anywhere. Think Friends theme tune, says Reseller Mum. Okay, I'm colourblind and Z looks naked to me, says Ryan. Sounds like Zeus has joined the chat. Yeah, we can only apologise for the sound. We're going to get on with this. We're going to work through it like the pros that we are. The next thing we wanted to discuss, guys, is the international sales situation. Sound is okay, mic is clear, rain is only background, says Simon. Oh, that's perfect. Brilliant.
As long as it's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna just try. Lol, they're shouting. Too funny, says Peter. So, okay, I'm not gonna shout then.
We won't shout.
We're not gonna shout. Okay, we're gonna shout. Our international sales have been really good. We're like this week, considering we had like a 700 odd pound week, which is lower than what we wanted. We really did rely on international sales this week. As you can see, the domestic sales, so our UK sales were 51%. Were 51% of our total turnover. International sales were 49%.
It's kind of half and half, isn't it?
It's pretty much half and half, which is unbelievable. That's higher than normal. Normal we do 60 to 40%. Sai on the Moor says, question, do you put everything on international sale? Yes, Sai, we do. We put everything on international. And we offer our own international shipping. Claire says, can anyone hear Z? I hope you can hear me. I hope you can. Let us know if you can hear us, please. We are a bit.
I think overall most people can hear us.
Can they?
Hopefully.
It's so loud. Right. It's so loud. Do you have checked bottoms too? No, Dave, I don't have checked bottoms. I really. And Lex saying, as long as Z doesn't get a cramp. And Peter Ray is enjoying the shirt as well, because he's saying that I'm singing in the rain, what a glorious feeling. And shut up and talk normal. Okay, Z is now speak to his international buyers slowly and loudly.
No, you're not going to stand up and show your pants.
No.
Anyway, so it's been half and half.
Which is higher than normal. Normally we're 60-40 or 60-30. So to be up at 50-50 pretty much, that's humongous for us. And a lot of that comes down from us offering our own international shipping. Now, I'm not saying that you should do your own international shipping. A lot of people are happy doing GSP, Global Shipping Program. And I really do think that if you're happy with Global Shipping Program, stick with it. If you're comfortable to try your own international shipping, bear in mind that there are securities that you're giving up. So eBay take on a lot of the responsibility once the item reaches eBay's GSP shipping center. And when you ship yourself, you're responsible for that item getting to the customer. If it doesn't, you will have to take the hit. So you do have to bear that in mind. But it does increase your sales.
That overall, we haven't had too many issues with that though, have we? I can only think of like one or two that have been contacted and said they haven't received their item, and unfortunately tracking shows that it had stopped at a certain point and gone no further.
Well, that's the thing. So international won't always cover you because if you choose your own international shipping, you've got to be aware that just because the Royal Mail have tracked the item to the point where they handed it over to the International Mail Service, if the International Mail Service of that country isn't great at updating their tracking, you might lose out. So what are some comments going in here? This is Thor versus the Maliks. Thanks. Peter Cummins says, I was joking, you're shouting, says Claire King. Thank you, Claire, appreciate it. And Dave's asking Reseller Mum, what do you think that shirt is worth? Oh, that's cold.
Is it an M&S?
It's an M&S shirt.
I was going to look in the back.
Peter Cummins says, I did postage templates after seeing you do it. Definitely increased my sales. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
He's talking normally now. I have got pants on. I'm not sure what's loudest, Z's shirt or the rain. Okay, Z is drowning out the sound of the rain with his shirt. My shirt is not that bad, guys. That bad. Surely.
I actually quite like this shirt.
Ash says, guessing golf got cancelled by the rain and Z forgot to change. Okay.
Oh dear.
Roll up the arms, open a few buttons, and tie at the waist, says Reseller.
Have we missed? No. Oh no. I was going to say, Sai.
Yeah.
He's got a question. Why do you not GSP?
Why? Okay.
Why don't we do GSP?
A lot of it comes down to the type of items that you're shipping abroad. Now, we do actually use GSP for like our extra heavy items, so 5 to 10 kilos and 10 kilos and above. However, 95% probably, or maybe more, of our items.
The majority of our stock now is like large letter.
Yeah, it's large letter or small parcel. Well, yeah, it's like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, like that. Like
small little
most of our stock
things.
is going to fit in a large letter envelope, or it's going to fit in a small parcel. So again, it's a case of just being that little bit prepared. Scan through your inventory and get an idea of how you will be sending the majority of your items. Now, if that turns out to be large letter or it turns out to be small parcel, Royal Mail International Standard is a good way to go, although that's not a tracked service. So if it's a valuable item, you'll want to pay for the tracked version, which does cost a bit more, but the benefits of doing your own shipping are that an item gets to the customer a lot quicker. And some customers do prefer that, and they don't. And also, it can be cheaper depending on where it's going. In Europe, it's very even, but outside of Europe, because of customs and things like that, GSP tends to cost more because they charge you the custom fee at the point of purchase. So the customer, so if you've got an Australian customer and he buys an item through GSP, he's having to not only pay your shipping cost, your GSP shipping cost. And then whatever, the GSP shipping cost, whatever that is, and plus whatever customs eBay have worked out, they have to pay all of that up front. So that's a lot for the customer to buy into. So they really must want your item to pay all that. And a lot of customers will, as we know. We did sell on GSP for a while.
We did for a long time.
So it's just something that we're happy. Crispy says, evening people, holy moly, that shirt, I'm now blinded. Okay, that's fantastic. And one other thing I wanted to go through as well.
Yeah.
Top countries by sale. You can see that our third most popular shipped to country was Italy. And I know a lot of guys out there, for some reason, have got a problem with Italy as a shipping country. You do often see listings where people ship to a lot of countries in Europe, and then they exclude countries like Italy. And that's our third most shipped to country in terms of value of orders. So something to bear in mind. And one final thing that I think is quite cool as well is PayPal do also track your customer retention in a way. So this isn't going to necessarily apply if you're just selling unique items, but if you sell a lot of similar items and you become known for selling similar items, then that can be quite helpful. So we've actually had 8% of our sales come from returning customers, so 3 out of the 33. So we had 33 new customers and 3 returning customers, so that was pretty nice. And it's just a nice thing to know that we're actually on people's radar. So that's what I would point out. So that was our sales graph. So hopefully you guys have found some use out of us sharing that. Let's go back into the chat for a little bit, shall we? What do you reckon? Let's have a look. Shall we have a look at see what we've missed? That is a shirt, says Silver Hair Stacker. I thought it was a makeup swatch. Oh gosh. That shirt is savage for clearing a room better than a fart, says Peter Ray. Oh my god. Man, Flipping Fantastic Fine says that. I think your shirt looks good, Z. It's all good banter, buddy. I know. David McGregor's in the chat. Hi, David. How are you?
Hi, David.
So good to see you. The shirt is fine, man. Ignore the haters. Okay, I admit it might not be the most fashionable thing, but I don't know, man. I like it. Yeah, you don't mind
like it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Sib says, off to the storage unit, got to do it now before the rain reaches me. See you in a bit, guys. Well, thank you for popping in, Sib. Karen says, I send most myself, but please remember, if tracked, still keep your proof of postage. Otherwise, if an item not received, eBay will find in the buyer's favor. If you found that to happen to you, then yes, you should always keep your proof of postage. Although I would have thought that eBay are more interested in proof of delivery over proof of postage. So that's just something Indy says he bought that shelf you didn't yet. So yes. And Richard Hale, look, we're talking about GSP. Just had a £90 sale going GSP. Fantastic.
Nice.
Italians like loud shirts. Reseller Mum says, did you sign up for the international chat things? You know, I'm not sure what that is, Reseller Mum. I've not heard of it. I don't know what that is.
So we probably haven't.
Yeah. No, so we haven't. No. I don't know what that is, Yola. So thank you for letting us know. I don't know what it is though. I don't know where to find out about it. I wouldn't mind knowing about it, but yeah, we've not signed up for anything.
No.
Jason says, I only GSP for overseas. And Peter Cummins says, international shipping definitely worth doing for small parcel items under 2 kilos, but prices change every 100 grams. Yeah, weight, so need to be aware. Very good point, Peter. Prices do fluctuate as you go up. You know, they do go up. So that's something to bear in mind. Question from Ryan. International customers, cheaper items, say 10, 20, 30. What about returns for full items? Do you get them back, pay postage, or take the hit? Most of the time due to shipping costs. You know what's really funny, Ryan? There's been occasions where we haven't asked for the item back,
and yet
they've sent it. We had someone send back a cart at God knows what cost to them, from Iceland.
Yeah, and we did actually say to them,
don't worry about it. Yeah,
don't worry, because I mean he showed that it hadn't arrived as it should, and we just said, don't worry about sending it back. We'll just refund you.
Yeah.
And he actually sent it back to us. So we do actually have it here.
And to be honest, we haven't had, we've not really had, touch wood, any notable issues.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of cases where we've sent items out to customers, and some of these have been tracked, and we've then received the parcel back. Like it's gone to like Italy or Europe or wherever in Europe. Italy or Europe, I know Europe's a continent. It's gone to whichever other country around the world, and it's worked its way back to us. And the customer's not opened any cases or anything. So
I think some have. Though.
Some have, some haven't.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of envelopes that have come back to us. So you get the odd thing like that, but considering how many parcels we ship out, it's such a negligible amount, and I certainly wouldn't say it puts us off in any way.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay with the chat, or do we want to try and move things on, because we've got a lot to get through?
Yeah, okay. We'll just catch up with the chat quickly. I think we'll catch up with the chat. Claire says nobody has mentioned the haircut. I've not had a haircut, Claire.
It's just growing back out.
Yeah. Chris Wall says, Hazer here. For a beginner reseller on eBay, what items would you recommend to start picking up at car boots? Last time I just got some Mighty Mac stuff and board games. Chris, that's a question that comes up a lot, and I would honestly say the natural thing is to start with what you know.
Yeah.
So whatever you might be interested in, whatever you might have knowledge about. So it's not just personal interests that you might have. It could also be like, something that you know because of the job you've got. So, you might work, I don't know, in a homeware department in a department store. So, some really fancy brands of cutlery or fancy brands of home appliances. You might, something, because it might be unrelated seeming, or, what's me selling KitchenAids and I don't know what else, I don't see. You can tell I didn't work in a home.
You don't go in the kitchen either.
Yeah. So, but things like that. So, I mean, I know that Tefal Actifry sell for good money. You can get about 50 quid for a second-hand one of those on eBay, and we sold ours at carpet for cheap. But which way? But like, so I would say it's always a good place to start is with stuff that you enjoy. The worst thing you can do is to take in a lot of information, because there's so much information on YouTube, on Facebook regarding reselling, and you'll see lots of profitable items. But the worst thing you can do is go out there and stock up on these profitable items, but then find that you struggle to list them because you don't have the motivation, interest, or even sometimes the knowledge to approach them, because sometimes it can put you off not knowing about a certain not knowing what people want to know about, I don't know, an amplifier or a shirt or or a keyboard or something. If you don't know how to use the right keywords, etc., it can be daunting and put you off. So a good place to start is with something that you might know, I would say, and then you can expand, and as you gain knowledge, you'll do more and more things. So that's what I would say. Okay, Peter says, what's the biggest hit you've had to take on a sold item? We once sold an amplifier, didn't we?
Yes.
We didn't take a hit on it though. No. We took a hit on the return.
Yeah.
We sold an amplifier, which is quite weighty. Shipping was around £15-20.
Yeah.
Customer received it, had it for a few weeks, and then decided that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Even though when we got it back, he sent it back to us. It worked fine.
Yeah.
And I kicked off to eBay about it. They did say, "Oh, as goodwill, we'll give you your money back." But we can't do anything about the customer. And my issue was that they should have not.
Because eBay's argument was that it was, we were saying it was user error because they clearly didn't know how to use it because it was working. It was fully working when it come back to us.
Yeah.
Because we had it working, and they said it wasn't a good enough. It's not the customer's fault if they couldn't get it to work, kind of thing.
Chris B says, I sent a boxed GameCube to Greece, got it back about 2 months later, never heard from the buyer. Chris, that's not as unusual as you may think either, because we had a similar situation with a CD player. We sent, this was a very rare Sony CD player. It was about £90 to £100. And we sold it to China, didn't we? So this thing went all the way to China.
It was months later. Months,
though, it must have sat in some Chinese post office for God knows how many months. And then randomly out of the blue, like about 4 months later.
We don't know if the buyer just didn't collect it or what.
And they sent it back to us.
Yeah.
So we sold it again. That was it. It got sold.
Yeah.
And no comeback from the buyer, no return case. Nothing. All right. Let's just have a look. Thank you, Zahir. Appreciate. I'll keep you updated, says Chris Wall. Mo Hussein asks, is tax return hard? Get financial advice, I'd say, like either an accountant. It can be done. People do it by themselves. We've done our own. But if you're unsure, always worth it. Ash says, not really, just get an accountant if it's your first year. I'd suggest that as well. Stephen Guither says, you guys are fantastic and have really helped me start a reselling business, and your advice has been so great. Thanks again. That's really kind of you, Stephen. Thank you very much. Right, Karen says, Mo, my first return took me nearly a day to file, but now once figures are done, I can get it done within an hour. Done my one yesterday. Fantastic. LGG says, how many returns do you have in a year? We're running around 2%, if less. I don't know, but that 2% we can't fully those might be a bit skewed figures, because that would have been when we were selling a lot more general items. It would be interesting to see what our returns are in a few months time. When it's a year, then what could, because we've gone heavily niched, so it'll be interesting to see.
But that'll be around like September time-ish, won't it? I think
I'd say that it's around the 2% mark. I'd say. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on. We've got some sales to share with you. Yeah, we're going to do some sales. We're going to do 5 sales, 5 of our more like better sales this week. I'm not.
You can guess what they are.
You can guess what they are. So you can start the yawning emoji in the chat,
and you can talk between yourselves while we share these. You can talk between yourselves.
I'm sure we'll start seeing some yawn emojis, and we will get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the screen. Just before we do, Karen has just super chatted £2 saying thanks for all the support and help over the years. Karen,
thank you.
That is so lovely of you. Nice. Really appreciate it. Mark Digger Marker says evening as well. Okay, so we're gonna go to sales. Blitz has come in there with the yawns. Yes, guys,
we haven't even changed the screen yet. You don't even know yet.
We're gonna what can we say, huh, guys? There's only 5, guys. There's only 5.
We haven't gone crazy.
Al and Karen are coming in with the Z's as well.
Adam's asking slipper clutches.
Close, Adam.
Close.
Okay, let's just switch over. Let's switch over to themselves. Here we go.
Oh, look, it's the clutch shoes.
Okay, guys. This is our first sale we're going to share with you guys. this is a set of clutch shoes for a radio controlled car. Barry is falling asleep.
It'll be over soon. It'll be over soon.
Now this is quite a good sell for us. We've had this for quite a while. We are proud of it. We've actually got three of these, and we've only just sold the first one. And this is some clutches. Basically, it's an RC part, as you can imagine, and we sold it for £52.78. That is, and
I don't think we were the most expensive one.
No, we were the only ones on eBay.
Were we the only ones?
Yeah, we were the only ones. I think there was at the time of you listing. Yeah, at the time of you listing this item, I believe there was someone else that had some.
Yeah, I thought they did.
And theirs were more, I think. Yeah. Sai says, "Oh no way! How unexpected that was." Peter, oh look, yeah. So £52 for this tiny part. Whoa, those are some good looking clutch.
The thing is, I've actually started listing my jewellery this week, haven't I?
Yeah,
so you never know, we might have some jewellery sales soon.
We might do. Yeah. There may well be. Would rather watch a 16-minute video on how to use a tape. Okay. So
we can understand that, but we're going to share them anyway.
So yeah, we've got 2 left, guys, so you know we're going to be going for those. And you can also see that we're running a promotion on our RC parts where you get an extra 25% off when you buy 2 or more. Peter's asking, were you not tempted to keep that RC part?
Peter, what am I going to use it for?
Yeah, I know, but the funny thing is this sold for more than its original price as well. Yeah. Which is weird because because of the scarcity of it. All right, moving on. This is another nice sale. This is a radio control transmitter and receiver. Now this is something you may come across. You never know, you may come across.
You never know.
So that's a radio transmitter. It's a Spectrum. Spectrum is a brand to look out for. Believe it or not, guys, I have actually found a Spectrum transmitter at a car boot which I bought for £40 that was worth, when I finally sold it, I think I sold it for like nearly 150 or something, or nearly 200. You remember that big giant one I used to have? I used to laugh because I used to fly the tiny helicopter with it. Yeah. So yeah,
that was quite funny.
Now, so this is a transmitter for a car. And the thing to look out for, like I said, the brand is Spectrum. It's a 2.4 gigahertz model, and it's got that tiny little box with it. That's a small, tiny little receiver, and that receiver is a telemetry receiver, which means it can feed back information about like the car. And so it can do that. We sold that for £79.99 plus £20 shipping to France. So that was really good.
Caroline from Celtic Traders has popped in.
Hi Caroline, thank you for popping in, appreciate it. Yeah, so we're just going through some sales. So yeah, that sold. We were very pleased with that sale as well. It's gonna be a short video when you run out of car parts, says Billy O'Brien. No, there's gonna be loads. Karen says, how do you stop yourself from keeping all this stock? Says Karen. So yeah, next item. Now this is a really nice sale for us, and there's a couple of things we want to say about this.
There's a reason why we picked this one out.
Indie Chick says, I'm crossing my finger for wheel bearings next. I'm sorry to let you down.
I don't think, no we don't. No. I'm just reading the titles. No, we don't.
Yeah, Z, you're nerding out a bit there. I'll keep the nerding out to a minimum. This is an interesting sale for a number of reasons. A, because we have got a lot of quantity of this. As you can see, we've got 446 of these available.
This is the item we actually sold. How many?
We sold 500 to one person, but we sold them at a very heavily discounted price.
Massive
so
discount.
We only made like I think £700 on that sale. So a lot less than we're getting at the moment. Now, as you can see here, we're normally charging $11.99 for each of these items. This is a servo. I'm not going to bother explaining what it is. We still have a bunch left, Dave. Yeah,
we did keep.
We sold half.
Yeah, we kept about half of them.
We kept half. We sold half at a very reduced reduced price. We sold 500 at about £1.50 each or something like that. And then Adam says Servo Friday wouldn't be Friday without a Servo sale. And we've been selling these now. We've priced them up at $11.99, and we haven't had much interest in them at $11.99 because quite a high price, to be honest.
And originally when we first listed this bunch, they were like really like cheap, weren't they? We had them up for about £3 or £4 originally,
and when we still weren't getting many sales.
And we just weren't getting many sales at all.
But then we actually use Markdown Manager. Now we use Good Till Cancelled on our listings, which allows us to use Markdown Manager. Since we've done Markdown Manager and we've done a 50% off sale, so we're just selling for £6 each, we've had a number of sales where people are buying four at a time.
Right, Ash has got a very good question. Did you servo test them all?
We test them as they go out. So I do have a servo tester, and I do a quick test because we're selling like 4 at a time. Obviously when the guy bought 500, that was quite a big job. But normally and they're really quick to test. I can test 3 at a time with the servo tester.
Got a suggestion. Beck, you could wear the servos as earrings.
As earrings.
That's a really good idea.
David McGregor says, "Oh man, I passed up on some super sub micro digital servos at Bernardo's." Yes, okay, we get it. Yeah, we're gonna zoom through these. We're gonna
run past the next two.
Another nice sale. This was just the other day. These are arms. These are like servo arms. So these are like. So here's a car. This is a small car, so see those bits there, the arms?
Yeah.
So like the back section of a much bigger car. This is a very small car. Yeah, that's like a tiny car. That's for a much bigger car. And they're like, really nice. I took the car apart and I've sold those for £50. So that was fantastic. Really pleased. And finally, here's something. It's an RC truck.
Yeah.
I've gotten rid of. I've actually gotten rid of that background.
This is a really old listing because this is
that background is that background's horrible. As you can see, it's a really horrible background. But this is a radio controlled tank. Forces of Valor is a brand that I know a few people have come across. A few other resellers have come across. And that we have had it listed for a while, and as you can see, we did a sale on it, a Markdown Manager sale. Markdown Manager is definitely a tool you should consider using if you have Good Till Cancelled listings. Rather than just being impatient and manually reducing the price, if you wait for 14 days without touching the price, you can run an actual discount. And what happens is you'll get a strike through the original price, and with a percentage off, and eBay does boost those listings as well. Thanks for the memory, says Falling on the Bruise. That's on your dirty sheet background, says Adam. Yeah, that background's old. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. It's gone.
But yeah, we had it up at $69.99 plus shipping. We took 20% off of it. So we got a nice little strike through there. You can see a price strike through and the saving for the customers, so the customers can see the saving, and bam, it goes for $55.99. So
Simon Mitchell says the sales report just tanked, and Jason says did it fire bullets on the tag?
Yes, it did fire. It doesn't fire bullets. It's got like this electronic target and it made noises. But anyway, those were the sales. The backdrop needs a god streaming, says Claire. Okay. And Karen says, I have Markdown Manager running constantly, plus daily auctions, and using all my listings have really boosted my sales. That is a very good point.
Really, really good point.
We need to remember to use auctions more than we do. We were using them, and then we've just kind of fallen out of the habit, but we really do need to use them.
Well, we got rid of a lot of the stock that we were using them on, weren't we?
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
We do need to use them though.
Exactly. But sales are really, honestly, Markdown Manager sales are powerful. If you're just going to end up reducing the price of an item manually, you're giving away an opportunity to really push the item. Because it just makes a big difference in my opinion. It makes a big difference because you get that little boost in the rankings, the listing rankings, and your actual listing looks like your customer is getting a good deal. So I would definitely say that is a really good feature to use. I saw that Al's Attic asked, do they have to be good till cancelled? Does it work on 30-day? As far as I'm aware, it only works on good till cancelled listings. I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, I think it has to be good till cancelled listings. So that's just something you have to bear in mind. I would just, I'll double check that, but we find that I think last time we checked it was the case. Can you get double kills with the tags as Dave? Very funny. Z, can you show us how a set of scales work, please? Do something, anything, please, says Adam. Why? I
think it was just to get away from the sales.
To get away from the sales. Twin Red Dragon says, hi Z, I must say sorry to Beck because I watched the video you did after the walk. I found it so funny, it cheered me up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the one that you were embarrassingly
the one where
showing your pants.
Oh no, the one that after my pants. Oh, that one. Yeah, I don't know, I was going a bit crazy.
Was it the postage one that you were watching? Yeah.
Thankfully I'm at work and getting paid to listen to this as falling on a breeze. Okay, I might try pricing high on purpose to wait for the markdown. Auctions defo help, I think. Yeah, auctions definitely help. And it's something, like I said, we've fallen out of the habit of, but we're definitely gonna get back into that. And because they did work. Jason says, I've just started a 10% sale and added best offer, had 3 sales already. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't start all at silly prices. Most are my buy it now prices, Karen. And Celtic Traders says, I have some success but still have some things that don't sell. Funny enough, they often sell for full price. So it's definitely worth bearing that in mind. Celtic Traders, Caroline, you're right. I think it works after they've got not just for sale for 14 days, they've got to be on sale for 14 days and not tampered with, right? So what I mean by that is you can change the quantity and things like that, but the price and the shipping cannot be altered during that time. So the price and the shipping must remain the same for 14 days, and then you can use Markdown Manager. Blitz says, I definitely need to sleep now. Very funny. Zianbex, do you realise Sib disappeared because you weren't showing his box in the background? He got quite upset. Is it full yet? His box is getting full.
It's getting full. It's nearly there.
Yeah. Hi, Lisa. How are you? No need to be sorry that you're late. Been busy at the vets. I hope everything is okay.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay.
Visit to the vets is always a bit of a nervous time. All right, moving on.
Did you read Ken's comment?
Oh no, I didn't see it. I'm switching to good till cancelled because of this, and also losing listings and watches.
So we noticed something about one of our listings this week. They didn't.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You were going through a bag and you were like, is this listed? Because you found one.
Yeah, but that could have just been a mistake on our part.
Yeah. It could have been a miscount, but the listing wasn't active.
I know you obviously list like a massive amount of items. Last time I'd know you were like on 10,000 listings or something. We've honestly found, I know we're nowhere near that level, but in terms of quantity, we've got about 4,000 items, quantity wise of RC parts. And since using good till cancelled, touch wood, up till now, we've not had any stock number issues.
We know of.
Not that
we've come across
anything that's ever sold. If it says 1 sold and 2 remaining, there's 1 sold and 2 remaining. And I think having good till cancelled really does help for that, just because like you're not having to manually relist, and sometimes it can glitch and then you can get confused.
You did have a bit of a panic this week though, didn't you? You kept going through the back.
But that was because I couldn't see. But that was just because I couldn't see.
And I was like, oh, let me have a look.
And you saw the number. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Right. I've just taken a best offer off everything under £60 working so far, says Lex. Z, you look quite the dish tonight. A bit of a silver fox, methinks, says Lisa. I thank you, Lisa. Okay. Celtic Traders too busy getting new listings up to worry about fiddling with listings, says Karen. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Good till cancelled is great for that as well. You don't have to. We never have to worry about relisting anymore, and things are selling, so we're quite happy. Ash puts out the other side, says good till cancelled is a pain for me. When an item sells, I have to end the listings, or it will stay in my active items. If Ash, you've probably got the out of stock option on. That's something we use as well in case we find more of what we've sold out of. But if you go into your account settings, Ash, you might find there's an option called out of stock, and you need to untick that. That way, if you sell an item and it's on good till cancelled, that listing will automatically end. If you've got the out of stock option enabled, then what will happen is that that item will remain active, like you said, and be on 0 quantity. But if you have that unticked, so the out of stock option, you'll be fine. Speaking of losing listings, I have everything on automatic relist, and yet 20 items have not been re-added, said Simon. Oh wow. Zia's gone red, normal service has been resumed. Oh, I've not got that. It's warm, it's muggy here. Right, we are going to move on to another topic, which is very related to slow sales.
Because we've only got 10 minutes left.
Oh my gosh,
we went away from cover.
We're going to get there.
But we're going to try.
This is something that's really more of a lifestyle change for us. When you work for yourself, this is something that you have to adapt to. When you work for a job, you know exactly how much income you're getting after tax every month, and you can set your lifestyle up according to that. When you're working for yourself, you really don't know, do you, what you're going to get?
Well, you can have a
rough idea, but there can be quite drastic variations month to month, you know. Like overall your year you can probably guess more accurately than you can by month. And we found that we were getting a bit, we were getting like a little bit caught out sometimes. And I think we've really we're going to be going for a much more careful lifestyle.
Blitz.
You're becoming vegans. No, we're not becoming vegans. We're just trying to be a little bit more careful, a bit more, that old saying, making hay while the sun shines. So we're just trying to be that little bit more sensible about how we live. Because, we still have a lot of bills to pay. Our rent is quite high.
There's a few things we've started to change.
There's a few things to change,
including a bit about even a bit about our diet. No, we're not going to be veggie, vegans, or anything like that. We still eat meat.
It's more about just being a lot more. We're trying to be financially or fiscally responsible, as George Osborne said many times. But we're trying to be fiscally more responsible. Right? We've never been particularly responsible. You guys know that I've got a love of fried food and takeaways and burgers, and if I fancy a McDonald's, I'd just go and get one. If I fancied a KFC, I'd go and get one. The amount of times I went to my local kebab shop, I went so often that they started giving me free Coca-Cola. I'd order a small kebab and it would be the size of my head. It was all that kind of stuff, and we waste a lot of money like that. And the other thing was Coca-Cola. I was a Coca-Cola addict, and I can say quite proudly, it's been a week or two, a week maybe, or a week.
It's nearly 2 weeks.
Nearly 2 weeks. That I've not had any Coca-Cola now, which in itself is an achievement.
Way more.
I've been drinking water. This isn't a fancy bottle. This is the bottle that we got when we were actually doing the marathon, and I've been refilling it with water from the tap.
What else have we been doing? We've cut down on the snacking completely. Like the sweet stuff, the crisps, that isn't even in the house now.
And we're trying to have non-spend days as well, because when you're reselling and you're selling, if you think about your business. You think about your business and you think about how thrifty it is, right? In America they call them thrift stores. Here we've got charity shops, and look how we're proud of being able to recycle items. Like we find value where others don't.
But then we were looking at ourselves and going, well,
our lifestyle doesn't reflect that.
What we're doing it as our job, and we're like, no, this needs to change. Because how can we be so how can we be so wasteful? On one hand, in our personal life, our business is literally the success of our business. Even the big hauls we've had, are like us seeing value in other people getting rid of stuff, us seeing value, and we're profiting from it. And the other thing that we noticed, for the first couple of days that we were doing it, because of like our really bad diet where we were getting like sugars highs, weren't we?
Yeah.
Basically, we were relying on sugar to keep going. When we were coming off the sugar, and we were getting like real dips in energy. It's a lot better now. Yeah. Because obviously we've been doing this for quite a while now. So, well, I say quite a while.
You know what? I used
2 weeks is quite
the
a
amount
while.
of times I've fallen asleep in this chair, like you know, and that's cut down now. I won't say it's gone.
Yeah.
It's cut down.
So we've made a few changes, like to do with our lifestyle. We're actually getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we now get up at 5:30 in the morning. Hicksy must be bar, says Dave. No, he's not barred.
No,
he's not barred. To be fair, I've not spoken to him for a while, but not
Hicksy's
because
welcome
it's just that's just me being, you know, like not very easily to reach sometimes. He's so frugal now, he turns old tablecloths into shirts, as Pia Cummins.
I should have seen that one coming.
Oh gosh, yeah. You were buying the kebab shop, says Adam. No, your kebab shop had parking space reserved for you. They may as well have done. It was that embarrassing moment when you go in and they knew what you were going to order.
The other thing was we walked past it on a dog walk, and it was like, and he was like waving you from
that was
the counter. He was
that
like,
was
and we were like, oh, we go there way too much.
Yeah, but you know what happened? on that evening when we were walking past? I felt bad because he sold me. He was using high level sales tactics on me. Because then I was like, oh my god, he's saying hi to me.
So
like,
I need to go and buy a kebab.
Now I need to get a kebab. And then I went and I bought a kebab, guys. And that's like £5 a time, and it's bad for you. Like you said, it as Sai says, sounds really good for your health as well. It's definitely
we're
made.
Really happy with it.
It's definitely made a really big difference to our personal, you know, like our personal. Like we're waking up at 5:30 in the morning as well, and we're getting so much done.
Yeah.
We're getting, you know, like I'm feeling so energetic even now, and I've been up since 5:30. And guess what? We went to bed yesterday at what time? 10 o'clock now.
We're like I got a fortnight at about 10, so it must have been about 10:30.
So it just means that it's more, you know what, we just wanted our personal life to be more reflective of our business life, because it's no point in us working so hard and still feeling like we've not achieved anything, you know, like even when we were selling more, it wasn't feeling like that. It was there's actually like a law, I don't know what it is like, I think it's one of Murphy's laws or something, I'm not sure, but it's about how people grow into their incomes. And we were finding no matter how much more we were earning, it never felt like we were earning more. So we were sitting here sharing sales, and then you'd be like, why doesn't it feel like we're earning more? And it's because subconsciously, I was
going to say, we had that conversation, didn't we? We were like, this is the most that we've probably earned together, like over all of our years. And it just
doesn't feel like it.
It didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like much had changed. It didn't feel like we had moved forward. Although we've got, you know, I don't want to sound like it's all rubbish, because our business is really good.
Jason says, I get up at 6:30 for work. You get up at 5:30 for fun. You're mad. I think it's just, do you know what? It's an important time. Nice, it's beautiful outside. You know,
we get up at 5:30. We kind of get ourselves together, grab a quick glass of water, get out the door with Alfie and go for a walk. And it is just great at that time of the morning.
Polar Shek says, thanks to financial consciousness, we could buy our own place in the UK. 10 years of sensible money decisions, no night out, and skipping crappy spontaneous food choices. Polar Shek, you have just written down exactly what we haven't been doing, and that is very motivating for us, Polar Shek. We appreciate that comment, because yes, you know, better get early fortnight streams in. Well, I did early one yesterday, didn't I, Ash? I'm gonna do early streams.
Try and get on tonight. I'm not gonna be on tonight.
You won't in the winter, says Dave. Probably not, but if we still get up at 6 or 7, that'll be still good, or you know.
I'm hoping we will.
Exactly.
I'm hoping it will carry on.
I just feel that it's, you know, it's made us happier. I think it's made us like a little bit more, it makes more sense for us, and we don't want to just grow into our income. You know, as Jim Rohn once says, if someone gives you $1 million, best you become a millionaire so you get to keep the money. Now obviously we're not anywhere near that. We're like the opposite. We're like negative. So Just something to bear in mind. And we're happy for it. Joan says, I use that Markdown Manager, some success, but not always work well for me. Yeah, I suppose it does depend. It does depend. And I think I read a comment here from Karen. Yeah, Karen, no crafts, just more. I normally get up at 6:30 and tucked up by 11. Think you do need a structure. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. We found, particularly because we both have been enjoying like gaming recently, we had found that we were just getting so out of sync with
and the other thing is we were eating late as well. Like
we
even on stream, people would know that when we were gaming, I was eating chicken burgers at like 1 in the morning and stuff.
It was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We were just like, no, this has just got to stop.
If you don't stay up that late, then you go to bed early. It's just better. And here's another really good comment from Indie Chick: lifestyle inflation, killer of personal wealth. And that's why we have none at the moment, because our lifestyle has been, it's been poor, guys. We'll just be honest about it. Yeah, we've been selling on eBay, as we've shown. We're doing well, earning more money than we've ever earned in employment. Yet we're still as broke as we were. All we seem to have done is replace our jobs with self-employment. We're still just like we were. So it's important. As Malik says, to become a thousandaire, keep them 1,000 safe, baby. Thanks, Ryan. 8 p.m. Z needs his coffee, says LGG.
Do you know what? Karen's put a really great comment in there, actually. We do this for freedom, but in reality, structure is needed. And that is exactly it.
Exactly. Hi, Swamp Picker. We're just about to go off now, guys. Thank you for popping in. When I win the 46 mil tonight in the lotto, I'll give you a tenner super chat. I'm kind like that, says Jason. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us.
I just want to pick up on Chinwag Dragons. See, how do you pay eBay fees every day? I would like to do that on eBay. That is something that we actually changed just recently as well.
Yeah, we pay every day. You go to your account settings and there's an option which says one-off payment. So if you do that, you will be able to pay daily. We pay daily, even when the amount is tiny. I've paid like £6 fees and stuff, but I do it daily, and that feels so good, because we no longer have this now £600 bill straight after the rent. The rent used to go out 825 quid, and then bam, 600 quid to eBay. It hurts, guys. Because so now we don't even have to worry about that. Z, sell that coffee machine, start that savings account off with a bang, says Ryan. Good point, actually. Thank you so much, guys. I will we're gonna call it night now. It's 8 o'clock. We really appreciate everyone joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave us a thumbs up and comment in the comment section. Tell us what you liked about it, what you didn't, and we will see you guys in our next video
next week
whenever.
sometime.
See you later, guys.